What's going on, world? It's your homie Sensei Rip, and I'm back again with another video. Listen, y'all, shit just got real between Camron and Dame Dash. Okay, as we all know, Dame and Camron has been going back and forth on social media, right? Cam has been saying some things on his show Talk with Flea. Dame has been, saying shit about Cam in his interview on several platforms. He just had an epic interview this week on The Breakfast Club. But now shit just got real, y'all, because moments ago, Dame has announced that he's suing Camron for $300 million. Yes, you heard that correctly. Apparently, Dame Dash and his family has just hit Camron with a $300 million lawsuit. Now, how the hell did we get hit? Okay, for the longest, I'll admit, I thought all this shit was entertainment. I thought this was all for content. I didn't think it was that serious. Well, apparently, for Dame, it is. Okay, now moments ago, he made a post on his IG, and as you can see here, it says, "I never hustle with Camron. He's a civilian, but he's effing with my family office, and now he's made my wife and two of my sons uncomfortable. I would never do anything violent. I don't want anyone that loves me to do anything violent, so this is the only way I can handle this. So this is my version of how The Godfather handled Fredo. I knew it was going to be one of my brothers. I just didn't know it was going to be you, bro. And that does make me sad. We'll just have to let a judge decide like a businessman. And I don't find it funny." Okay, now again, this was a post made in the middle of the morning, okay, because Cam and Dame, they've been going at it. Okay, of course, on social media, Cam has been very swift in responding to every post Dame has made. Of course, Dame went at Envy last night, but here's some screenshots of him sending a text to Cam saying, "Listen, I suggest you send this to blank, and you went too far. You broke my heart, Fredo. We can squash this, but you have to holler at Daniel. I'm not talking to you anymore." Okay, here's some of the official documents he uploaded. Give me a second. There you go. Right here. Formal demand for $300 million in damages, defamation, torturous interference, business, disparagement, harassment, conspiracy, and unjust enrichment. Okay, dear Mr. Giles, this office represents Dame Dash, Raquel Horn, and the Dash Group. Please be advised that this letter constitutes a formal demand for immediate corrective action and compensation arising from your unlawful actions. Okay, Jesus. Factual background: defamation of Dame. You made repeated public statements, including on Instagram, falsely calling Mr. Dash a liar and undermining his credibility in connection with Boss Take losses and other business dealings. Okay, you admitted on video that the entire situation was a lineup, thereby conceding participation in reputational sabotage. Come on, Dame ain't playing. All right, yo, I'm gonna make sure to leave the link so y'all can read this shit yourself. But as you can see here, Dame ain't playing, okay? This man has sent a demand letter. And I'm sure you're wondering, what happened? How did we get here? Well, last night, like I said, Dame has been going at it. Hold on, give me 1 second, of course. 1 second. Last night, Dame had made a post, going at Envy, posting his view. And, of course, sorry about that. Always working. But of course, let me show y'all the post right here. Now, yesterday, Dame had made a post going at Envy, showing his view, right, from The Breakfast Club. Remember, he was saying, look, I posted a screenshot, or a video showing you my view from where I work, making this a whole challenge. Well, while he's going at Envy, showing the view, right, he go ahead, Camron responds quickly in the comment section, right? Immediately, he's going at it with Dame, show proof that this is your view and all of this and that. So Dame went ahead and made a post saying, "Hey, Fredo, that little kitchen better not be in your house. Show me the view of your house. I dare you. I bet you it's a wall. And by the way, Tom Brady and Puff's house was in their mother's name. I don't see the problem, but I do suggest you go protect your assets. Don't say I didn't warn you. And you're going to be talking my girl's business like, what's up with you, bro? That's what we doing? That's some Harlem shit." Now, right here we go. Camron This is where it get a little spicy. All right. Camron says, tell your unwanted son Lucky how you took 3 DNA tests hoping he wasn't yours. And when he first came around you, you said he had to clean your dog shit up because he had to pay dues. Okay. Then he makes another one saying, Little Kitchen, you own nothing. When and if Raquel, when/if Raquel, you have nothing. Want to bet all my cribs I own are bigger than yours? I live with you. Look, he said, I live where you at before. Shit dirt cheap. See? This has just been, back and forth comments. But the fact is, he mentioned this is the second time he spoke about his son. The first one was him, offering to interview Dame's son, right, for 5 bands or something to that effect. But, now we getting spicy. Families being mentioned. Like I said, man, I thought this was all for content, but clearly that ain't the case, all right? But this is how it all started yesterday or last night, right? Dame had made this post, tagging Envy saying, yo, show your view. And of course, Envy went back and forth. But as you can see here, like I said, Cam right there, look, you getting desperate, huh? That first clip is when you had money. You live in Clearwater, Florida, and still ain't, see? So this has been going back and forth. But the moment Cam mentioned his son, come on. This is where it's like, all right, yo. Now, here's the post right here where he's letting it be known. Dame is with his son. Let me zoom in a little bit so y'all can check that out. He says, real Harlem niggas don't bring family into it, but you're not a real Harlem nigga. You're Fredo. All that because you're scared to show your little house. See? Let me see if I can move this up for y'all. How did you think what you said just now was going to make my son Lucky feel? So now you want to embarrass my son? Cool. This is me showing my son how to be a man so he's not scared and protect his woman. This is me teaching my son how to hustle in front of my building, my gallery. Notice the Dipset hat, the company that you backdoored me for. Pause. This is me teaching him music. This is how you're supposed to teach your son. Show me pictures of you teaching your son. Anything. I dare you. Fredo, get your life together. I'm proud of the father I am. Are you? Look, man, like I said, for the longest, we thought this was all a play for content. But as you can see, Dame ain't playing. You know what I mean? And all this time, everybody's being petty. Let's be clear. Everybody's being petty. Everybody's sending shots. Dame even went ahead and responded to 50, who fired back at Dame yesterday, letting him know, listen, this paid in full series is legit. You get what I mean? This isn't me just making announcements, because on the Breakfast Club interview, Dame says, look, all 50 does is make announcements. Where's these projects at? Well, 50 let him know, listen, this is not a game. We really locking in for this project. And Dame responded saying, look, man, let me make sure I get this right. Dame says, 50, let's be clear. You didn't acquire anything. They hired you. They hired a dude from Queens to make a story about Harlem. Let's see how that goes. Or at least let's see how long it takes to make it. But I own my paid in full and I own power. Dame Dash memoir for television and movies. So we can see now who's a better filmmaker. But the difference is you'll be doing it for another culture and you won't own a thing. Just like you don't own power, which is no power. But I'll be working from my family office and my family office will benefit because my family office owns it. I'm not a slave and I would never make a story about my culture or another culture to benefit from it. And I'm positive you will not be using your own money. You'll be getting paid a salary just like you did for power. No power. Stay tuned. And we know why Fredo was creating problems with me for no reason. They planned this months ago. Fredo, Camron, sold Harlem out for 50 cents. He could at least got $1. And I'm still trying to buy Revolt. So it might come out on Revolt, but I'll deal with that later. Hashtag Godfather. God damn. Listen, man. I'll tell you right now, I don't know what to believe. I see 50 over here making moves. Like I said, initially when he announced this project, right, him and Camron working together, very interesting because, again, is there a need to create something that's already been done? Those who know about the paid in full movie, as well as the documentary, the official paid in full documentary. You get what I mean? That came out before the movie. I mean, all of this stuff has happened. It's 2025. It's time to make new classic movies. You know what I mean? Create new stories. But for some reason, 50 has found a market and he's taking advantage. But, by stepping on Dame's toes, doing this project specifically, this how these are moves being made. Because again, 50 can do any project he wants, but he's choosing to do this project, and then he has Camron working with him as executive producer. So again, everybody's hitting below the belt, man. So Dame, here he is like, okay, everybody want to play games. Here go a lawsuit. How about that? How about that? Like I said, this has been a crazy week with Dame. Ever since he went on the Breakfast Club, everyone is, watching Dame and seeing him bounce back from all of the negative headlines in regards to his financial situation. And that's the thing with Dame. He kind of spends it like, yo, this is all a play. You know what I mean? For me to make sure I'm not in a situation where I'm behind the 8 ball, owing so much money and taxes and things of that nature. Like I said, for a while, it wasn't looking good for Dame, man. But now it's like everything he's doing is calculated. But, hitting Cam with a lawsuit, listen, man, once you cross that line, ain't no coming back. Once Cam went ahead and mentioned, Dame's, Dame's children, it's like, yo, now mind you, Dame, once again, took it there. Now, check this out. After Cam posted, commented about Dame's son, Dame made this video right here. Check this out, man. He posted this and he left it up. But Dame says, this is me dancing and Erica Mena on the pole dancing at Fredo Strip Club in mother's house. No disrespect, but this is where you had your mother living. Tell me I'm lying. I dare you. What kind of dude has his mother living in the studio in a strip club on the street in the neighborhood where drug dealers live with no security and anybody could just walk up? I always thought you were foul for this. Now, see, at the same time, you can be mad at Camron for speaking on his children, but now you're speaking on Cam's moms. And to my knowledge, Cam's mom's passed away. So see what happens when everybody's being petty? Everybody's being petty. We seen Fifth. We seen how he give it up. He don't care. After seeing the Irv Gotti situation, he has no line. He has no chill. But now we seeing things getting a little too far, getting out of hand because, now Dame is talking about suing. Listen, does this open the grounds for a counter lawsuit? You know what I mean? Again, like I said, this is where we at with it when it comes to the hip hop media. I, like I said, was of the mindset that all of this was a play. You got Cam over here working with Revolt. He's got the it is what it is situation with Underdog Sports. So I'm thinking all of this shit is a play. Now you got Dame, at first making an announcement that he's doing his best to acquire Revolt, even though the CEO said that's fabricated. It's a lot of plays happening, y'all. So y'all let me know. What are your thoughts on Dame Dash suing Camron for $300 million, man? Do you think Dame is valid in his response to Cam speaking on his kids? Because again, like I said, as you've seen in the post, Dame fired right back speaking on Cam's moms. And coming from where we come from, we don't play like that. You know what I mean? And the same goes when it comes to speaking on another man's children. We don't play like that. But again, this is that Harlem love, I guess. This is how they giving it up. And right now, shit looking crazy, y'all. But y'all let me know your thoughts on all of this down in the comment section below. But with that being said, that's all I got for y'all today. Again, my name is Sensei Rip. Till next time.
MREC TV.
We mentioned Vlad TV.
Right.
Now, put me on. What's going on? Why he put your name in a bad light? Like, what's going on?
He was a part of that whole Kading, Reggie Wright, now Whack 100. He was a part of that whole team out there in Cali that was spreading false information
Say word.
by the death of Biggie Smalls.
So they get the nigga and shit, so man, they put him on a car on the ground and shit, they rob him and shit. Like, the feel me, the shotty, I sawed it off myself, so I know that shit do real damage. TM had that shit to the nigga head, and I'm thinking to myself, it ain't even no real money. I'm already about to go to jail. And I said, nah. And the nigga eased up off him. You feel me? Like, you know what I'm saying? like I was kind of terrified because I ain't even want to see that. Like I wanted them niggas like I'll pat at you, but I ain't running up on you and shooting you in the face and then standing over you hitting you 12 times. I'm not psychotic like that. Like, you feel me? If I did it, it was over some money or over some disrespect. So I was out to prove a point, not to, you know, maim or disfigure nobody. Like I'm not a psycho type shit. Like, you feel me? Like, so, you know what I'm saying? That was a terrifying moment for me because I ain't want to see that, and I'm about to get sentenced. You feel me?
Have you lived the life the streets tried to write for you, but ultimately found your own ending? Do you have a story of survival, betrayal, or redemption? We're looking for real people with real experiences to share their truth. If the streets tried to break you, but you made it out, we want to hear from you. Hit us up now to be a part of The Streets Is a Myth.
She couldn't stay. I don't be wanting no distractions when I'm starting my day. I'm facing 20 years in jail. I don't got no time to...
Thank you for watching my video. If you like what you see, make sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And also, hit that notification bell to get the latest on hip-hop, sports, comedy, whatever. All right, we got you covered over here at Forgotten Kings TV. And also, click on one of these videos.